Alright, so this is Michael's 1906 Renault.
Yep.
Okay, and we have a mechanical brake on the handbrake here. We have a mechanical disc brake on the wheel. And this is a, what sort of tab? This is a Cologne tab? Yep, okay. Shows us how, and you've used clamp locks to hold them in place. And these are your specially made rims. This is Edwardian, so we sit on top, and we have under here, you can see that, our steering going to there. We have single leaf front suspension, and that's it. Anything you want to tell us about it, Michael? Goes well. It rides really well. This is number 28. This is 1915 Mercedes. This is the one that got taken to Tahiti, the famous 28. Again, single leaf springs, Michael's hubs, and we have small joints here for the steering, and this has, I don't know if we can see under there, but traditional go-karts.
And so
Okay.
brakes non-existent.
Alright, so your steering's non-existent and your brakes are non-existent. So with this one we had a problem. You can almost see that the disc is slightly moved, or the axle is moved. So one of the ways of solving this is what the go-kart guys do, and they put a spacer in here, a spacer on this side, and a spacer on this side, and that stops everything moving across. Is one way of solving that. Michael has bearings on this side, so he's only one-wheel drive. Mike has both rear wheels driving. So there's a bearing here, and it's locked on this one. Now he's using the pit bike wheels, is that right?
Pit bike wheels.
Yep. They've stood up today, and it's been quite a harsh track, as you might see on some of the other videos, so it's done well. This is, what sort of TAF unit do you have?
Just a cheap,
Chinese copy, and it's held up well today. What's your gearing on this one? So you're using
I'm using a 1/2-inch pitch chain.
So it's a 40 or 41 chain, and that must be a 60, is it? And a 10.
62 to a 10, I think.
62 and a 10.
Like that, yeah.
Then it pulls away really good. This is an Edwardian type. If we look in here on the steering, everyone has slightly different ways of setting up their brakes and steering. This has a steering box. Ooh, it's noisy. It is Austin 7.
Austin 7, yes.
Austin 7 steering box, turned upside down, and operating the two links here on either side. And these are go-kart.
Fabricated myself.
Fabricated, home fabricated spindles, which is probably what you're going to have to do here in New Zealand if you want those. He's got old motorbike headlights here. So a Stutz is, that's what it is, isn't it? Stutz?
It's based roughly on a Stutz.
Basically on a Stutz, and I think it's a pretty good representation as well. And on our other one here, similar design. So this was a chassis bought off someone else and then rebuilt. It's steel hoops inside, as you can see. And now this one's a bit interesting. The pedals are on both sides, which when you go for one that's when the pedals on either side, and you go to this one with the pedals on both sides, it's a bit odd. You get used to it. Aluminium frame. These all have quick release steering wheels except for the Edwardian Stutz there. We have, so that's 40 pitch chains there as well.
Same gear ratio.
Same gear ratio. And here we have here the same thing. We've got a specially made hub to connect here. How Michael solved the way it comes out a little bit, and if we can see that, there's little washers here to make up for the spacing that's required there. And wheel comes all the way through, which is really important in these. We don't just want to hold it onto here. This drives the wheel, this supports the wheel. Okay, and on this side we have a bearing, so we're only one wheel drive, and not as noticeable this time as last time with the one wheel drive, but you do notice it when you're braking because only one wheel brakes. I think that's all we need to know. Maybe we can take some measurements of the cockpit size, because that's something that's always, people are always asking. Can I get you to take that? So from there to there is 460 millimeters, and from the cockpit to the back we are 66, 65, 650 millimeters here. This one's nice and open, so that's not a bigger problem. And maybe let's measure Michael's one here, how wide this one is. So in there's looking at 53, 530, and to the back from the scuttle to there is 600. Okay, so that's one of the things I noticed on Mike's, it doesn't have foam on there, and I find that quite hard when you're bouncing around. That's it.
Oh yeah.
I think they're all particularly fun to drive, and I think we had a good day. Yeah, and they all drive slightly differently, which makes it fun.